Ladies and gentlemen, just to warn you that the Gaya masterclass is about to start on the second floor in the coronation room.
The wines of Anджело Gaya have Italy immersed in their background. Gaya has been making wine since 1961, but it's a family tradition that dates back to 1856, when the Gayas opened a small tavern in the town of Barbaresco. Barbaresco is now the flagship wine of the Gaya Empire, and Gaya himself is one of the most respected Italian wine producers. When he speaks, people listen.
I joined the winery. I was 21, but initially my father didn't give me the chance to occupy some room in the winery. So I started working in the vineyards, and it was very educational for me. It was, I believe, it was quite useful till 27. When I was 28, I joined the winery finally, and starting this was in 1968. In 1970, 2 years later, I started working with a winemaker that is still Gaya winemaker. The name is Guido Rivella. He's a fantastic man. He was born in Barbaresco. He's responsible of the wines of Gaya, and we worked together for 37 years. Not so easy, you know, but we did very well, like a very good wedding. Sometimes having some conflict and after recuperating and doing very well. Excellent. So, and I am very lucky because I have my wife working with me. Her name is Lucia, and she's very active. She's used to work in the winery from Monday to Friday, and taking care of the family and so on with some people, of course. And then now Gaya, so I believe to be a lucky man. A very large number of so-called prestigious, important wines are reflecting character and personality. I heard many times saying that wine consultants are making wines with the same taste, and sometimes they are helping producers to become successful and so on. Quality is important, and sometimes wine consultants in some area, in some part of the world, can help producers to reach quicker some a level of quality. But great wine is something different. There is no one wine consultant that has been capable to produce by himself a great wine. This would be natural, you know. Why not thinking someone that is able to make successful wines for many different producers? Why not having the ego of producing for himself? It's not so easy. The great wine needs many elements. Needs time, needs application, needs many aspects. And at the end, the great wine will be more successful when it's able to reflect personality and character.
My name's Mark Perner, and I've just tasted the 04 Gaya Barbaresco. I think it shows a wine that has a lot of concentration, a lot of finesse and elegance, but power at the same time. I like the fact that it has elegance, but also too has really lovely acidity and texture. I think it shows what's going to come on from the 2004 vintage.
Hi, I'm Andrew Connor from the Lanesborough Hotel. I've been tasting the wines of Anджело Gaya. I think he remains the man that sets the yardstick for the modern wines of Piemonte. We can't pretend there's a consensus of style in terms of Piemonte. He's moving more towards this very fleshy, approachable wines, but I think that's not in any sense going to compromise their aging ability. They're wonderful, wonderful wines. I'm very pleased to have had the opportunity to taste them.
Gaya is determined to make inroads into the worldwide market. His wines are already selling well in the States, and other markets, notably Germany, Russia, the UK and Japan, are showing pleasing results. And he intends to be around to see the fruits of his labours.
I belong to the category of producers that would like not to retire quickly. So if I will be lucky having a good health, I would like to give my contribution still to the winery. But in the same time, I have to open and to leave room to my daughter. It's not so difficult because she's very smart. I am very proud and happy of her, and we can work together. Of course, we are not to do the same job, if not maybe, but the same exactly. But there is a lot of room in the winery, and there is much more room for her, and maybe I can even spend traveling a little bit less.
Gaya began to expand his holdings in the late 1980s. He now owns around 300 acres of vineyards in Tuscany. All Gaya wines have an essentially Italian character, and maybe not surprisingly, they have a hint of romance too.
When you read poetry of some big poet, great poets, writing about love, and probably you never were able to tell or to write this or to find in yourself these words. Maybe that you feel, and the reading you have the impression, but it's quite difficult. So for me, that I am not a wine writer, to describe wine is not easy. You have to consider my education. And because my education, I was educated to Nebbiolo, that can seem a little bit aggressive. I like this character. And I personally, despite I have great respect, but I don't like the marmalade wines, the big, supple, rich wines. I need something a little bit more aggressive. And I like these wines, and I like the matching food and wine. And I like the acidity. The acidity for me is a sign, I consider, maybe it's a mistake, a sign of elegance, because the acidity makes us slim the wine and fresh the wine, and I like to have the invitation of drinking again to the table. Despite I don't drink a bottle of wine, or even I'm not used to drinking even half a bottle, but every day, lunch and dinner, I am used to drinking a glass and a half or 2 glasses of wine. This was the education of my father. Of course, not alone. At least I have to share the wine with my wife. But a great bottle, I needed to have some friends to share.